All right. Mr. Dorsey, you told us about your prior convictions. Have you ever sold drugs? Yes. What kind? Heroin. When did you start selling heroin? Maybe when I was 16, 15. Do you know about what year that was? Maybe 2004. All right. 2003, 2004. Did you sell anything else? I sold marijuana. How long have you been selling marijuana? I sold it for maybe 2 years. And when was that? Like 2011 to 13. Okay. Are you familiar with young Melph Mafia or YMM? Yes. Can you name any members of young Melph Mafia or YMM? Yes. Please do. All of them? Let me hear some names, please. Pooh, or you need real names, or first, I'd like real names, and if they have nicknames, you can give a nickname. All right. Let me go. Yes. Anybody in the courtroom you recognize as being with the young Melph Mafia? Yes. All right. Point them out, describe what they're wearing, and then tell me their name. Pooh have on a black shirt. Brian have on a white shirt with glasses. Lionel have on a blue shirt with glasses. Titty have on a suit. Okay. Can you describe something else about him? Blue shirt, yellow tie. If you have to stand up, you can to see. Do you see anyone else? Let me see. And Roy have like a greenish blue shirt sitting in the back. Your Honor, I ask that the record reflect the identification of Delwyn McLaren, Brian Scott, Juwan Forsha, Lionel Allen, and Dedrick Keelan. I believe he has adequately described the defendants in this case by their attire. Mr. Dorsey, do you know Mr. Allen by a nickname? Yes. What is that? Lonnie B. Lot. Do you know Mr. Forsha by a nickname? Yes. What is that? Titty. Do you know Mr. McLaren by a nickname? Yes. What is that? Pooh. Do you know Mr. Keelan by a nickname? And if so, what is it? Roy. Can you tell me what was YMM? It was a violent street gang that sold drugs, carried guns, and committed numerous murders. How do you know that? Because I was associated with them. Now, you testified earlier that you were from Mid-City. How is it that you associated with YMM, but you were from Mid-City? Well, I had a partner who was from the Melph Mafia. And who was that? Keith Hunter. Was he a part of YMM as well? He was, maybe with, the beginning stages. Not really with those with them. But he's the one that introduced me to Lionel Allen. You said you were from Mid-City. Were you a part of a gang as well? Yes. What gang? Mid-City Killers. Did you call yourselves anything else? Yeah, MCK. You had the younger group that would call theirself YGG. Now, did you all as a group, MCK, engage in any of the drug selling and gun carrying that you just referenced with respect to YMM along with them? Well, with the gun carrying, yeah, but we didn't hustle around them. Okay, when you say hustle, what do you mean by hustle? Sold drugs, but as a matter of fact, Wayne Miller sold drugs in Central City. All right, tell me the members of MCK who either sold drugs or carried drugs with YMM. Jermaine Curry, let me see. Quincy Giants was around. Me, myself, Wayne Miller, Glenn Emerson, Trey Ward. You said Trey. What was that last name? Trey Ward. Can you spell that, please? W-A-R-D. Okay, all right. Fat Calf. I don't know his real name. What was that name again? Fat Calf. Fat Calf? Yeah. Okay. Cleve. Let me see who else. Okay. If that's all you can remember, that's fine. Are there any other members of YMM names that you can give us who maybe are not here today? Yes. Please do. If you know their names, give me their names and tell me if they have a nickname after that. One by one, please. We have Derek Carter, that's D Nice. DeAndre Hills, Soldier, Darius Williams, D-Man, Sean Grayson, Gunner. Let me see who else. And Devontae. That was hot. Let me see who else. I heard of Ruben Geiger, but I don't know him though. Alright, that's it. That's enough. That's fine. Now, I'd like to show you what has been marked but not admitted as Government's Exhibit 42, and I'll ask you if you recognize it. Mr. Dorsey, do you see Government's Exhibit 42? Yes. What is it? That's us in the club. Who is us? Me, Killer B, Jeff, Lionel, T-Pain, Corey, Gunner, Al Shaka, Demont. Demont and me are at the bottom. Are there any persons that you've identified in court today also in this photograph? Yes. If so, who? Brian and Lionel. Do you know when is this a photograph you're looking at? Yes. Okay. Do you know where this was taken? Yes. Where was it taken? House of Blues. When? Christmas. I want to say maybe 2011. Alright. Does it fairly and accurately depict the House of Blues that night as you were there with the gentleman you just identified? Yes. Your Honor, I offer for admission Government's Exhibit 42. Counsel, any objection at this point? No 42? No objection. No objection. No objection, Your Honor. Alright, we'll admit 42. You can go ahead and broadcast it. Thank you. Alright, Mr. Dorsey, looking at Government's Exhibit 42, if you would, I think you can touch that screen. If you would touch the photograph, each individual person, and tell us who they are. Killer B. And is that someone in court today? Yes. Who is that? Brian Scott. Alright. Next, that's Jeff. Do you know his last name? Wilson. Jeffrey Wilson. Okay. Was a YMM member or associate? Yes. Alright, who else? Lionel Allen. Okay, next. T-Pain. Next. Corey D. Next. That's Sean Grayson, Gunner. That's Alfred Cobbins. That's Al's. Shaka, Demont, and that's me at the bottom. Alright, make sure you're real close to the microphone when you speak. Alright. Alright. Now, are these members of YMM and MCK in this photograph? I was the only one with MCK, but the only ones who wasn't YMM would be Demont, Shaka, Corey D. That's the only ones who wouldn't be YMM. Okay, alright. I'd like to also show you what has been marked, but not admitted, Government's Exhibit 170. Do you see Government's Exhibit 170? Yes. What is that? Club photo. And do you recognize the photo itself? Yes. Who's in the photo? Me, Lionel, Josh, Shortbread, Gunner, Young Money, Michael Hunter, T-Pain, Titty. Where was this photograph taken? Encore. Can you speak up and say that again, please? Encore. What is Encore? A club. Do you know when this was taken? No, I can't remember exactly when. Alright. Was it during the time that you and MCK were associating with YMM? I probably was the only one with MCK who was associating with them around that time. Okay, but it was during that period of time that this was taken? Yes. Does this fairly and accurately depict the scene as you recall it from that night? Yes. Your Honor, I offer for admission Government's Exhibit 170. Any objection, counsel? Judge, I don't see it on the screen. We can't see it. It's not showing up. It's not showing up on your screen at counsel table? No, Your Honor. Do you have one set? I'll pass around the hard copy, Judge. Yeah, the hard copy if you would. We need to make certain that when we have it in that mode, because it's coming up on mine, it should be coming up on counsel's table too. The last one showed, Your Honor. The first photograph did. No objection, Your Honor. No objection, counsel? No objection. No objection, Your Honor. All right, we can go ahead and broadcast it. Thank you. All right, Mr. Dorsey, if you would like to do like you did with the prior exhibit and identify who's in this photograph. All right, that's me. Make sure you speak into that microphone. Yeah, you have to use that microphone. I can hear you, but I'm not sure that the jury can hear you. Go ahead. The first one I clicked on was me. The second one is Lionel. That's Josh, Shortbread. That's Gunner, Young Money, Michael Hunter, T-Pain, Titty. Okay. Is there another person in the back in the center? Couple of other ones. I can't see who that. On the back row? I can't see who that is. All right, that's fine. All right, thank you. All right, I'd also like to show you what has been marked but not admitted as Government's Exhibit 171. Do you recognize Government's Exhibit 171? Yes. What is it? That's us at Encore. The House of Blues. All right, is that on a different night than the previous exhibit? Yes. All right. Are the YMM members as well as... Are you in this photograph as well? Yes. All right. Does it fairly and accurately depict the scene as it was at night? Yes.